He's here now, and we're thrilled that you're here. And for anyone who hasn't seen the Real Marigold tour, so what is it that you actually do? What are you doing?
You pretty much don't do anything.
Brilliant.
You kind of sit around and occasionally you go off and do things, but you know, inactivity is the main thing. No, we had some lovely time. We had a wonderful time. We went to a sanatorium on the one hand. We went to, actually, it was a brilliant day. It was Naval Day. Not looking at your own navel, but looking at the, not navel gazing.
Not belly buttons.
No, but it was the Russian Navy. And they came up the river Neva, warships and things. Planes flew overhead, and would you believe it, President Putin arrived. President Putin arrived, and he paraded on a ship in front of us, and it was a wonderful moment because there he was, and we waved and cheered. I'd seen him before, by the way.
Yeah, you saw him. Is it 2010?
2010, I got invited as the UN wildlife representative to a meeting he had brilliantly organised in St. Petersburg to save the Russian tiger. No, not to save just the Russian tiger, but to save tigers everywhere. And he brilliantly brought in heads of state from all the 14 countries in the world which still have tigers, and they worked out a world tiger conservation plan.
Well, you were impressed with him, and you love Russia, and you were fascinated to be there. But there were other members, Miriam, I think, very different views of President Putin and of Russia.
Well, it was quite intriguing. Right at the beginning, Miriam, apprehensive. But by the time we get to the end of this programme, I think you will see that they were won over by the sheer friendliness of the people. And, of course, if you're in St. Petersburg, it's the sheer beauty of the place. Unbelievable. This is one of the great capital cities of the world, except it's not a capital. It was a capital, not a capital now.
And we spoke, there's obviously lots of other celebrities that go with you. We spoke just before about Miriam Margolyes. We love her. How did you get on with her? Very well. From those clips, it looked like...
Miriam, she is a force of nature, I've got to say. I mean, she comes out with the expressions you wouldn't normally expect to hear at breakfast. I won't go into them now. But, you know, I mean, she says what she thinks.
She says what she thinks.
Sometimes she says it with a kind of explosive energy, which takes you by surprise. But you get used to it at the end.
Miriam, for me, no conversation is off limits. No bodily function is taboo.
Well, I didn't want to go there.
Yes, no, I mean, she's been on here, and she's very good at tailoring when she's on the telly, the audience that she's on for. If you watch her on Graham Norton, she's outrageous, and she's always better on here. We put a little bit together of our favourite bits of Miriam.
Oh, right.
That was almost a row.
It was.
Miriam nearly kicked off. We were both given our ice creams, and a little voice behind us went, "I want one."
I lived in America for 16 years, and I enjoyed it very much, but it just feels different. It feels awful since they voted in that awful man. I learned a lot from it.
Well, you saw...
And now I'm quite perfect.
Now, good.
I don't want the flake.
I'll take it. It's like one of my kids.
No, I didn't fart everywhere. Come on. Because that's the problem with rap. You can't understand what they're saying. But once you can understand it, it's fantastic.
Oh, amazing poetry.
It's poetry.
Yeah. I'm making it a really long question so you can swallow that.
No, it's all right. I'll talk with my mouth full.
OK.
I love her.
I think she made the point I was making. She made it rather more eloquent than I was ready to do.
It looks fascinating, and what an amazing place to spend some time in.
She got caught up in the end.
Yeah.
Because she had to have she went to a sanatorium, and they decided that they would give her the leech treatment. Now, in the old days, you remember leech meant doctors. Yeah. You know, you even had a doctor leech, I think. But they gave her the leech treatment. She had to have leeches put on her legs. And by Jove, she kicked up a fuss.
I bet she did.
But she was wonderful.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
The Real Marigold Real Marigold Tour is tonight at 9 on BBC One. I mean, you're a brave man. Obviously, you Russia with Miriam and the jungle.
Yes.
But I would have thought one of the great challenges in your life at the moment the last one must have been Christmas lunch.
Christmas lunch. Well, I wonder why you're asking that question. Can it be that you think I might have children who have political views which might be different from each other and from mine? Could that be the reason?
We might just think that.
You and your son Joe, I think, are of one mind, and obviously we know Boris is of another mind. Do you discuss it?
Quite intriguing. Well, my line on Christmas lunch is, you know, there's the turkey, there's you with the carving knife, there's maybe Boris to the right hand, Joe to the left, breast or thigh. How are we going to take a decision here?
I assume that no decision was made.
No, but actually, I do have a view on this one. If we are talking Brexit, I have a view. I think that it's going to go right down. I spent 30 years in Europe, one way or another. This is going to go right down to the wire. Mrs May is doing it absolutely deliberately. She's playing for time. She knows that on March the 25th, when there is an EU Council, they will give her something, and she'll come back with that something, whatever it is. And the ERG group, even Boris probably, they will fall into line and they'll say, yep, she's going over the line now. And that's it. That's my prediction.
Thank you. Well, we'll wait and see what happens. But it's lovely to have you on here.
Lovely to have you.
Always good to be here.
Thank you. Thanks very much indeed.